Once upon a bunch of trees with 3 chimpanzees. Then Dad went out, ate some magical berries. Went all the way back home, here's a mutant of babies.
Hi, I'm Eli McCon from Fleshker Adventures Plus, and you're watching Let's Talk episode 14. I know I haven't made Let's Talks for ages, but that doesn't mean that the series has ended, because it's never gonna end unless I've got a reason to end it, and at the moment I don't. So, today I'm going to talk about 2 things that really annoy me. And let me say first that please don't hate me in the comments, because I'm doing nothing wrong by voicing my opinion. These 2 things that I find extremely annoying is when people say it's not okay to pop pimples, and when people say it's not okay for men to have long hair. Let's start with the pimple one. Popping pimples I've never talked about this on my channel, but I'm bringing it now because I think it's interesting. Popping pimples should be a personal choice, and it really ticks me off when people tell you not to do it. I know that popping pimples can occasionally cause mild scarring and on rare occasions minor infection, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. I hate when people say that it's immoral and that you should never do it. And even ChatGPT said that it's immoral, which is just ridiculous because ChatGPT is quite intelligent and should know better. I'm not saying that everyone needs to pop their pimples, but what I am saying is that if someone wants to pop pimples, they should be more than allowed to. There are so many horrible problems in this world, such as sexism, racism, killing, theft and assault, just to name a few. And when people ramble on and say it's not okay to pop pimples, it makes me extremely angry because morally speaking, popping pimples is completely harmless. The next thing that I am going to be discussing is something that I've promised not to ever discuss on my channel again, but I think I need to mention it because it's relevant. Now I'm going to talk about the hair thing. I hate discrimination against men with long hair. I have never faced any discrimination for my long hair, but this still makes me extremely angry in principle. I know there's exceptions to this and that it's not always true, but jobs where men are often not allowed long hair include, but are not limited to, being a soldier in the army, being a policeman, being a fireman, and being an astronaut. Of course there's a lot more other situations where men are not allowed long hair, but I don't need to name them all to prove my point. I think that men should be allowed long hair in all situations, and the people who are in charge of certain jobs and ban men from having long hair are power abusing jerks. I'm not saying that all men need to have long hair, but if they want to have long hair, they should be allowed to. It's okay to have rules around hair, but not if they're discriminatory and prejudice against men. In situations like these, usually what the rules are is that women need to have their hair up and men are not allowed to have long hair, and I find that this is just disgusting. There's two ways that these rules could be fixed. Either they make it so that long hair is banned on everyone and everyone has to keep their hair short regardless of gender, or they can make it so that anyone is allowed long hair but it needs to be tied up. And I think the latter is the best option because it's better to free men than to trap women. And that's pretty much the end of my rant about why people should be allowed to pop their pimples and why men should be allowed to have long hair. You don't have to agree with me, but if you don't agree, then please don't be mean, because that would annoy me. And that pretty much sums up the end of my video. Bye, I'll see you next episode.